Today's scripture is taken from Psalms 13, verse 1, and it says, "How long, O Lord?" This devotion was a devotion I was supposed to have ready for you yesterday, but it didn't happen. And I'll kind of explain that in this explanation of the devotion. So, this devotion was talking about how long we are to wait for our situations to come to a resolution. If you know that something in your life is going to happen for X amount of days, you can prepare for that because you know at the end you're going to have some kind of relief. But what if you don't know how long your circumstance is going to be the way it is, and you don't know when the relief is going to come? When things like that happen, we as human beings, we get discouraged, we get depressed, we get sad because we don't know what to do. Just like last month, it was hard for me going through May because it was the month or the second year anniversary of my husband's death. It even had an impact on my work. And it was like the worst month I had at work. I didn't want to take work off because I didn't want to quit every single thing just because I was going through emotional withdrawal, or I don't know what you want to say, with my husband's death. So I didn't want to take off of work because I love working, but it definitely had an impact on my work. And I do remember one session I was about to get ready for, and I broke down crying, and it was literally 10 minutes before I had to start work. And I work wee hours in the morning, and I work from home, and it was hard. I had to try to wash my face, get the puffiness away. Luckily, the student that I was working with at the time, I teach kids English in China. So they live in China. I'm living in the US, and I have to work opposite schedules from them. So when they're awake, I'm teaching. When I'm sleeping, then yeah, vice versa. So I had to kind of like gather myself together, and luckily the student was running a little late, so it gave me some time to wipe my tears away and everything. It was really hard last month, and to try and get all of that stuff together, like I was just like, it was just really hard. And to know that that month was coming to an end, it was a little bit of a relief. But to know that my husband isn't here is still hard, and me having to go through that, it is a little discouraging when I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of my life. All I know is that I really miss him a lot, and that's it. That's all I know. And for me, it was just tough. So it gets discouraging when you don't know the future or what the plan is. God is in control of our situations, and what we have to do, no matter what you're going through, is that we have to just be patient. And I don't know if it was the devil's doing whatever for me not to get this up yesterday, but I was so tired. Usually I film all my videos before I start work, and sometimes I end up doing it after work. But this morning when I did it after work, or tried to, I just could not stay awake. I just kept falling asleep. And by the time I looked around, it was really late in the afternoon and I couldn't get it posted. So maybe it was meant to be this way so that it can be a better message or a different message, or God will give me some more time to reflect on the devotional itself. But whatever you're going through, no matter what it is, just know that you can be patient in knowing that God is the master of your situation. He's the master of your time. And even though you don't know when your situation or struggle may be coming to an end, I'm dealing with the death of my husband. You may be dealing with something very similar, or maybe even worse, or maybe it may not be as big. But just know that God is in control. Look at Job. That's what I look at. And even though I may be going through my Jane experience, Job had to go through it, and God prevailed in the end. And he will prevail in your life if you just let him take control and you just trust him. So I encourage you to realize that although we may not have control over the time that we have on this earth, God has control, and He will help you get through whatever situation you are going through.